This testimony isn't just another story. It's one of those rare journeys that shakes the very foundation of what you believe and makes you question everything you thought you knew. Beloved, lean in and watch closely. Every moment of this testimony reveals how the unstoppable love of Jesus tears down lies, shatters false beliefs, and opens the door to the freedom we all long for. As you listen, we invite you to be part of the conversation. Tell us where you're watching from, and share how this journey speaks to your heart. Your thoughts and reactions don't just add comments. They help create a living dialogue where others can find hope, healing, and truth through stories like this. Many who share their testimony often find deep comfort and encouragement in seeing how their brothers and sisters respond. The love, support, and faith-filled reactions from the community remind them that they are not alone in their journey. My name is Khadija. I was born in Libya as the daughter of an imam. In my father's eyes, my younger brother was the light of the family. He was groomed carefully, with every effort poured into shaping him into an exceptional Islamic scholar. My father gave him all the attention, training, and guidance, making sure he learned every verse and every teaching. For me, things were different. I was expected to remain silent, hidden, and obedient. Yet, deep inside me, there was a burning curiosity, a desire not only to understand religion but to discover the world through science, knowledge, and truth. One evening, I watched from the corner of the sitting room as my father leaned close to my brother, correcting his recitation of the Quran. My father's hand rested proudly on his shoulder. I smiled faintly, but in my heart, I wished he would one day look at me the same way, with that same pride and warmth. While my brother was praised for memorizing verses, I spent my quiet hours studying science. I loved reading about discoveries, about the stars, about medicine, about the mysteries of creation. My mind was full of questions, and my heart longed for answers. But I also could not escape the way my father constantly spoke against Christians. His voice was sharp whenever he mentioned them, filled with warnings, hatred, and suspicion. That constant attack only made me more curious. Why were Christians so dangerous? What was so wrong with them? Why did their faith trouble my father so much? I remember once at dinner, my father slammed his fist on the table while talking about Christians. He warned that they were corrupt people. I kept silent, but deep inside I felt confused. Could people who appear to believe in peace and kindness really be as evil as he said? In the silence of my room, I decided to search for myself. I had access to the internet, and with trembling hands, I began to look up Christianity. To my surprise, I found things that were not as my father said. What I read about Jesus, about forgiveness, about love, about peace with all men was so different from the words of anger I heard daily. I read testimonies of people who spoke about peace, joy, and truth. My curiosity grew stronger, and step by step, I began to read the Bible online. The words reached deep into me, and though I tried to hide it, I knew I had found something that was changing my heart. One night, I stayed awake long after everyone had gone to sleep. The glow of my phone lit up my face as I read the story of Jesus healing the sick. I paused, tears filling my eyes. The words felt alive, as if they were reaching out to me through the screen. One day, I forgot to close the door of my room. My mother asked my brother to call me to the parlor, and when he entered quietly, he found me reading the Bible on my phone. My heart froze. I thought he would scream, run to my father, and expose me. But he didn't. He only looked at me in silence, then turned and left. I felt both relief and fear. I didn't ask him anything, and he didn't ask me either. But deep inside, something was growing in him. A secret thought I could not see. That night at dinner, he barely touched his food. His eyes stayed fixed on me now and then, but he quickly looked away when I noticed. I tried to smile at him, but he remained cold and distant. It was one evening when my mother asked us to go out together. As we came down the staircase, my brother walked behind me. Suddenly, with both of his hands, he pushed me. I had no time to cry out. My body rolled down the steps and everything went dark. When I opened my eyes again, I was in the hospital. My body was broken, covered with injuries inside and out. I was alive, but my life would never be the same. Just before I fainted, I remembered hearing my mother's scream echo through the hallway. Her voice trembled as she shouted my name. That was the last thing I heard before the darkness swallowed me. At first, I could not move well. Pain filled every part of me. But in those long hours, a kind nurse came to check on me. She spoke softly, asking me how I felt. I was too afraid to tell her everything, but she gave me comfort with her presence. She treated me not just like a patient but like a person. I began to look forward to her visits, because in her gentle words I felt something safe, something caring, something human. Slowly, my body responded to the treatments, but when I was discharged, I had to sit in a wheelchair. I remember one afternoon when she sat by my bed and asked me if I wanted her to bring me a book. I shook my head, but my heart longed to tell her the truth, that I was already secretly reading the Bible. At home, I thought my suffering would bring compassion. Instead, my father spoke harshly. He told me plainly that my brother had pushed me because he saw me reading the Bible. Then he warned me that if I continued, worse things would happen. His words pierced my heart more deeply than the fall from the stairs. I felt abandoned by the one who should protect me. I had no one to speak to, so I carried my pain in silence. At night, in my wheelchair, I cried quietly, asking God why this had happened to me. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. We'd be honored to have you join this growing community of seekers and truth lovers. Many who share their testimony often find deep comfort and encouragement in seeing how their brothers and sisters respond. The love, support, and faith-filled reactions from the community remind them that they are not alone in their journey. That night, while the house was silent, I buried my face in my pillow and wept until sleep overtook me. I wished someone could hold me and say, "You are safe." One afternoon, when my parents were busy praying, I took my phone and recorded my story. My voice shook, but I wanted someone to know the truth. Later, during a follow-up visit to the hospital, I secretly sent the recording to the nurse who had shown me kindness. I asked her only one thing, to pray for me. It was the first time I reached out, and though I did not know what would happen, I felt a small weight lifted from my chest. I still remember my hands trembling as I pressed send. For a moment, I almost deleted the recording, but something inside urged me to be brave. Life at home became heavy. My brother avoided my eyes, and my father's presence pressed down on me. Yet even in the silence, I continued reading the Bible. I found comfort in the words of Jesus, who revealed to me that he saw my pain. In the darkness of the night, I felt his presence near me, letting me know I was not alone. Though I had no church, no friends to support me, and no freedom to speak, I whispered prayers in secret. Every verse I read gave me a strength I could not explain. One night, while everyone slept, I sat by the window with my Bible app open. A cool breeze brushed my face as I read the words of Jesus promising rest to the weary. My tears fell, but my heart felt strangely warm. Now, as I share my testimony, I know my journey is only beginning. My body may be weak, but my spirit has found new life. Jesus let me know that my suffering is not wasted. He revealed to me that his love is stronger than betrayal, stronger than threats, and stronger than pain. To those who hear my story, I say this: hold on to your faith. Treasure the Word of God and keep praying, even when no one understands you. Love one another, for love is the true mark of God's children. Trials will come, but do not give up. Just as Jesus was with me in my tears and silence, he will also be with you. Walk faithfully with him, and he will never leave you. Sometimes I still sit in my wheelchair near the window, looking at the sky. I do not know what tomorrow will bring, but I know I am held in his hands. And that is enough.